Hey guys, how you doing? This is a continuation, vlog number 3 on the Christmas Polish meal that we're preparing. Today we'll be doing a turkey stuffing that I make from scratch. I want to share this with you guys so you see how I make my turkey stuffing. Now my ingredients for the turkey stuffing and everything how it's prepared, it's been taught by my mom, my deceased mom. So she's the one who taught me how to make it, and I'm proud to make it, and my kids love it, and everybody's that tried it, they love it as well. So anyways, hope you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. All right, the first ingredient that we add is ground beef with ground pork. It's a 50-50 mix. You add it to a mixing bowl just like this. It's the same mixing bowl that I use for the potato salad. Just toss it in there, and then I'll show you what I do now. Okay guys, so the next ingredient that goes into the stuffing that we're going to be making is onions. If you got onions this size, you want to use like 4. If they're smaller than this, you want to use 6 onions, okay? And I found a little secret. Believe it or not, it does work. When you're cutting onions, you know you cry. Well, people don't want to cry when they cut onions. So what I heard, and we're going to try this out today, is we light a candle. And if you light a candle, something about the candle, it takes the smell of the onions away from your eyeballs. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to show you exactly how these onions are going to look like, and I'll see if I am crying by the time I'm done cutting all these onions. All right, guys, stay tuned. Well, guys, it's not a wives' tale. I got no tears in the eyeballs, and look how many onions I've cut. This is a lot of onions cut, and you can see how big of the pieces that I cut for the frying pan. So we take this, we're going to take this over to the frying pan. So give me a minute here. I'm going to get the frying pan all heated up for you. All right, guys, we're at the oven here now, stove top, and we're heating up the pan. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a pound of butter. Yes, a pound of butter, the whole entire block. I'm going to put that in the frying pan like so. Okay, and let her melt. Now don't cook it on high, guys. Let it melt slowly, and then I'll show you what happens after this. And there you go, guys. The butter has melted. All right. Make sure you're not cooking this on high heat. On medium heat is the preference to cook it on. All right. Keep an eye on that butter there, Jacob. And you grab these onions and you toss them in. Now that looks like a lot of onions and a lot of butter, but I'll tell you right now, she's gonna shrink. All that onions and all that butter will be absorbed, and you'll see why when I'm done. All right, guys, I'll show you here shortly when the onions are cooked. Okay, guys, while your onions are frying in the frying pan, we're gonna take some Italian parsley, and we're gonna put a little bit of Italian parsley aside. Take a bunch, and you buy a bunch, okay? Put about this much aside to dress your turkey. The rest of it, what you're going to do is cut the ends off, and then finally chop it. Okay? So what I do is I just cut the ends off like so, throw them over here, and finally chop your Italian parsley. Okay? Just like so. And just make sure it's all nice and chopped, because I'll show you what I do next with it. All right, guys, we're back here at the onions, frying in the butter. All right, we're just trying to get them to a golden. All right, keep stirring them, obviously. All right, and now we can add in our Italian parsley. And yes, you add in all of that Italian parsley in with the onions and the butter, and your house will smell Just wonderful, I'll tell you guys. It reminds me of my mom when I was at her place. And we just stir it in, guys. Okay? And then you let it simmer with the Italian parsley. And then I will show you what I add in for a spice. Okay, guys, this is all the giblets. The heart, the liver, and all of the stuff. What we do is we take the neck, we put it in the roasting pan, okay? And I take all of this and we cut it, okay? And why are we cutting this, guys? Everybody's asking, well, what's this for? This is added into our stuffing, believe it or not. And it tastes divine. I know there's gonna be a lot of people going, oh, that's gross. No, it's not gross, guys. Until you eat my stuffing, you don't know what stuffing tastes like. So you take this and you cut it all up, just like so. Okay, make sure it's cut up nice and thin kind of thing. All right, and just like so. Okay, and yes, I had cleaned my hands. I sterilized them. I made sure everything is all sterile and whatever. So it's, there we go, just like that. And I'll show you what I do next. Okay, guys, now we're back at the onions and the Italian parsley. We're gonna add some spices to add to it. I'm gonna add the old vegeta to it, okay, guys? Now you don't need a lot of this, just a sprinkle, okay? Because it's salted butter that is in there. Mix it in and let it saute for a few more minutes, okay? Cover it up with the lid and saute for a few minutes. As you guys remember, we're gonna backtrack. We had some ground beef and ground pork in the bowl here, guys. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna mix in the giblets, all the hearts and the liver into this here, okay? Yes, it's all combined. And we'll show you what happens next. All right, guys, bottom of the roasting pan, okay? What I add is some poultry seasoning, okay? Poultry seasoning into the bottom. Save yourself a little bit of poultry seasoning for inside of your bird. Okay, just a sprinkle, you don't need very much. Okay, you're just there for the thing, for the flavor. And then a sprinkle of thyme, okay? And as you can see, these green things in the bottom are the Italian parsley stems. Okay, you give them for the flavor, okay? And you add in a little bit of vegeta as well, guys, okay? Just a sprinkle, you don't need much, okay? And then we're gonna put in the vegetables after that, okay, guys? All right, guys, we're back at the frying pan with the butter, the onions, and the Italian parsley. What I've done is just sauteed this. Now we're gonna shut the oven off, or the stovetop off, get it off the hot plate, and set it over here to the side. All right, guys, we're just seasoning the turkey now, okay? We haven't put any vegetables into the bottom of the roasting pan. I don't do that until the day of the cooking, just because I like it nice and fresh and peeled and everything all being, this has to sort of season itself overnight kind of thing, guys, okay? So if the first thing I'm gonna give is a little bit of poultry seasoning, all right? What I do is I sprinkle it into the inside of the bird, all right? And give it a bit of a shake after a few minutes. It's sitting there. And the next thing I give is the thyme, okay, guys? A little bit inside, there we go. Sprinkle a little bit of that thyme on top of the bird itself. Okay? And a little bit of the poultry seasoning. And if you really want to get ingenious, you could rub it in. So it's like a rub. All right? And then the final ingredient right now here is the vegeta. Well, I sprinkle that vegeta all over, even inside, kind of thing. Okay, you don't have to go too crazy, all right? Give it a rub. All right? Cover up the lid. All right, and put it in the fridge overnight, kind of thing, okay? All right, guys. Dry ingredients that goes into my stuffing. A little bit of thyme over here, a little bit of poultry seasoning over here, some vegeta. Yes, stovetop stuffing turkey mix. And paprika. We have 4 boxes of this. And the reason why I use this, it's for the breadcrumbs. Instead of drying my own breadcrumbs, I use this. And they're whatever they use for the ingredients in there, it also adds flavor to my stuffing. So let me mix this up and I'll show you. Oh, and 5 eggs. 5 eggs, guys, 5 eggs. All right, let me mix this up and I'll show you how it looks. All right, guys. This is the eggs and the spices added to this. Now I'm gonna mix it up with my hands, and then I'm gonna add the stovetop stuffing into it, okay? I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, guys. This is all mixed up. So everything, it's the texture of this is comparison to meatloaf, guys. All right? And then after you mix it up, you take the butter and the parsley and you dump it in here. Okay? I'll show you here in a minute, all right? All right, guys, I got the frying pan with the butter, the onions, and Italian parsley. My son corrected me because I didn't say onions. Onion. All right? We're taking this, we're dumping it into this. All right, guys? Now remember, you have to let this cool down. Don't stick your hands into this bowl if this butter and all this stuff in here is still hot, because you're gonna scald yourself, okay? So make sure this is cool before you mix this again. All right, guys, this is all mixed up in what I do. I don't leave it in this bowl. I transfer it into a Tupperware container similar to this, and I put the lid on and I shove it in the fridge overnight with the turkey, and it's not into the turkey. I stuff the turkey in the morning when I do the vegetables as well. But I'll show you guys, I'll do that in the morning. We'll catch up with this tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm back. Today's another day. We are going to be doing the turkey now preparations with all the vegetables in the bottom. And then afterwards, I'm gonna stuff the turkey. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do this. So right now, we're gonna show you exactly what I'm gonna use for putting in the bottom of the roasting pan. We got 4 celery stalks, okay guys? 1 small onion, just like that, or whatever size you have. All right, you're gonna have to cut it and peel it. 2 big carrots and 1 parsnip. So let me get this all cleaned up and I'll show you exactly when I have this all cleaned up what we're gonna do. All right guys, now that we got all the vegetables nice and peeled, I do this in somewhat of an order. So I take the onions, okay, and I throw them down on each side of the roasting pan, all right? So 1 on this side, 1 on this side, okay? Then I take the celery, and you guys are probably wondering why this way. Listen, celery creates water, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of juices from the celery. So you want them on the bottom so that the turkey itself doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. All right? It's just common knowledge. You guys can do it the way you want to do it. It doesn't really matter. I recommend it that way. And then you can take your parsnip, which does also give you the flavors of it, and put it along the side of the bird everywhere, okay? And then your carrots at the end, okay? Shove your carrots all over the place. The more vegetables you put in, the flavorful the turkey will be, obviously, along with spices and whatnot, okay? There you go. So now we're gonna go get the stuffing, and we'll put the stuff. I'll show you how I do the stuffing. All right, guys, we got our stuffing that we got from yesterday when we made. So we just take it, all right? And this is a dirty job, yes. You take it, you get a handful, you put it in, you stuff the bird, and you shove it right to the back, guys. And let me tell you, when this bird is done, and the aroma in the house will be just to divine kind of thing. Let me stuff the bird, and I'll show you when I'm done with stuffing the bird, guys. Okay, guys, the bird is stuffed. As you can tell, we got some stuffing here in the end here. We have additional extra stuffing that goes over here to this side. I don't know if you can see my finger. And the vegetables are stuffed inside. Yesterday, I remind you, yesterday I said, leave a little bit of that Italian parsley for the dressing for the top. So that's what I did for the dressing. So the final ingredient to add to this turkey, and everybody's gonna think I'm nuts, but it works and it tastes divine. We have Canada Dry Cranberry Ginger Ale, 2 cans, all right? That's what you're gonna use for liquids in the bottom of your turkey roast pan, all right, guys? So just add it in there. Sizzle, sizzle. And one more. Now, when you guys are cooking this, different size of turkeys have different size of temperatures and different length of time for cooking. This specific bird is about 6 hours to cook, 350 degrees. So periodically I'm going to be opening it up and basting it. So I'll show you guys that when I'm doing that. Okay, guys, now the temperature is up to 350 degrees. We're putting the turkey in the oven. There she be. She's in the oven. Set the timer for we'll go 6 hours. Whoops, go back. 6 hours. And after 2 hours, we'll go and open it up and see what it looks like if it needs to be basted. We'll see you shortly. Well, getting back to the turkey, guys. This is 3 hours in, and this is what it looks like. So we're gonna do a little basting, guys. A little bit of basting, just to keep this turkey nice and moist. Look at that. Doesn't that look wonderful, guys? And I'll tell you right now, and my kids can witness me tell you guys the same thing. It smells divine in here. All right. Do a little bit more, and then we'll throw the lid back on and let it cook for a little bit longer, guys. But it's looking good. Real good. All right, we'll see you shortly, guys. And there you go, guys. The turkey is completed. All done. Temperature is way over 170 degrees, so it's cooked right in the center. And we'll give her a try tomorrow. All right, guys. We will cut her up tomorrow and we'll taste her tomorrow. Hey guys, how you doing? This is another segment on cooking ham for Christmas, Polish style. Well, actually it's going to be Polish style, but it's going to be Hawaiian style because I do it a little bit differently than everybody else. Okay, we're going to do this right now. So, a secret to doing a nice ham is using ground allspice, okay? That's great for hams. I put it in the bottom of the crock pot. Yes, I said crock pot. We're going to do this in a crock pot, people. And this is the ham that we're gonna use right here, okay? All right, nice fair size ham. What I do is I put the allspice in the bottom and I dip the face that's cut into this allspice. And now I'm gonna take the allspice and cover the whole entire ham to give that extra nice flavor, okay guys? Now the ham juices that are left in this little dish that I used, I pour it in the bottom. The more juice you have when you're cooking a ham, the better it is actually, guys, to be honest with you. All right, and then I use, you don't have to use Dole, but I use Dole pineapple chunks, okay? The juice and the pineapple chunks can go all the way around the ham itself, okay? Just like that. All right. And now you got a nice layer of juice in the bottom, okay? And now I'm gonna dress up the ham here with pineapple slices to make it look pretty, and maraschino cherries, guys. Let me do that, and I will show you how I do that here once it's all dressed up, okay guys? There you go, guys. The ham is all dressed up with pineapple slices, maraschino cherries, and the pineapple juice in the bottom. We put it in the crock pot, and we start cooking it on a high temperature for a couple hours, and then we'll determine whether it's going to be ready or not. We'll be checking on that as well as the turkey, guys. So stay tuned. Okay, guys. This ham is cooked finally. There she looks like this. We're going to have that tomorrow for maybe lunch or supper. So I just thought I'd show you guys this. This is what she looks like. We'll give her a cut up tomorrow, and we're going to give her a try. Okay, guys? Hey guys, how you doing? Christmas episode again. Continuation of the cooking, guys. Today we will be creating cabbage rolls. My Mama Francis's cabbage rolls are to die for. And I'm not just saying it because they were my mom's. Everybody said that for the longest time as far as I know. And I heard it from a lot of people. Anyways, guys, we're going to be creating that today. So stay tuned. We will show you what we have to do here. This is the size of pot that we use to boil the cabbage. So what we do is we fill this pot up, and I'll show you guys what I do after I fill the pot up with water, okay? All right, guys, we got the water filled up to about here, as you guys see on the pot itself. You don't want to fill it right up because remember, you're putting a head of cabbage in here, so the water will rise. So then I put some salt in. Doesn't matter if it's sea salt or not, pink salt, whatever salt you want, just to give that cabbage a little bit of seasoning. Okay, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Okay guys, we have a head of cabbage here, okay? A lot of people make the mistake of not cutting the core out. You have to cut that core out, and why you have to cut it core out, and make sure you cut it deep so that the water goes into the cabbage, which the leaves will come off nice and gradually. They won't take you for long for the cabbage leaves to come off. All right, so let me cut the core out and I'll show you what I got to do next. Okay guys, we got the core cut out, all right? And as you can see inside the cabbage here, I diced up with a knife inside so that the water can get down into the cabbage itself, so that the hot water can penetrate the inner core of the cabbage, which will loosen up the leaves. Okay, and then make sure when you guys, before you put it in the pot, to look at your cabbage to make sure there's no blemishes. As you can see, I had a blemish, so I cut it all out. And when you place this in your pot, you place it so that the core is down to the bottom of the, so you're placing it this way. Okay, so top is up and the core is going down to the bottom of your pot, all right? Follow me to the stove and I'll show you how it's done. Okay guys, next thing you gotta do is get a cutting board and a knife. And I'm gonna use 3 cloves of garlic, well 3.5 if you wanna call it, and 2 small onions. We're gonna dice these up and then fry them up until they get golden, okay? And I'll show you what we do next. Hey guys, this is what the onions look like after they've been diced up, and same with the garlic. That's about the size you want. Now I got the pan heating up on the stove with olive oil, and we're gonna go dump this in the pan. Okay guys, I got the pan all heated up on medium heat with the cooking oil. We drop the onions in, okay? And the garlic. And we just give it a stir. And let that just cook on medium heat. We don't cook it on high. We just want to get these onions and garlic somewhat golden, all right? I'll show you what it's going to look like when it's done. All right, guys. We have ground beef and ground pork in there. Yes, both in there. So you got to mix them up. All right, and I'll show you what I do afterwards. There you go, guys. You got the ground beef and ground pork mixed up. Now, I have already had a pot of cooked rice, okay? Add your rice in. Now, we like here sort of a mixture, not as much rice, but enough to have the flavor in there. So, this is about as much as I'm gonna put into our dish. You can put as much rice as you want. Let me mix it up and I'll show you what I'll do next. All right, guys, this is what the rice mixture looks like. And we're going to put in some Vegeta, okay? Okay, that should be good. Show that bottle there, Mariana. That's the Vegeta that we use. It's a beautiful spice to use on all kinds of stuff. Soups, meats, poultry, fish. It doesn't matter. You can use that stuff. It's dehydrated vegetables and seasonings in it. So it's really good. And now we're gonna add a little bit of black ground pepper. You gotta give that taste of the zip in there, okay? All right, we got some black pepper in there. We mix it up. Yes, sir, it's a dirty job. Now remember, you guys, we have the garlic and the onions on the oven cooking. That goes in last for the mixture, for the final mixture, guys, okay? So just make sure you guys mix this really well, all right? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the onions fried. As you can tell, they're just lightly golden till they're nice and soft. And then we just take it and we dump it into the meat, okay? Onions and garlic into the meat. And then we'll wait till it cools for a few minutes and then we'll stir it in. All right, guys, there we go. We have the onions, they're cooled down, onions and garlic. I'm gonna mix it in evenly with the rice, the pork, and the ground beef, guys. Okay? It's fairly simple. Make sure it just blend it in everywhere. And then throw some wax paper on the top of the mixing bowl that you're using until you're ready for doing the stuffing after the cabbage is cooked. I'll see you guys once the cabbage is cooked so I can show you how we take the cabbage off the core. All right, guys, we're back here at the stove checking on the cabbage. Looks like it's getting all nice and soft. What we do is we take a strainer and a bowl so the water can run into that bowl. All right, and then we just take a fork and peel it off like that. Guys, actually what we do, you can use a fork or you can use a set of tongs. Tongs would be better. And it just comes off like that. And then you just set the cabbage in the bottom of the strainer. See that? Let me get it all done for you guys and I'll show you once it's all peeled off. Okay, guys, there you go. We got the cabbage all peeled off. We still have a little piece of the cabbage here inside the pot boiling. What we're going to use, I usually use this. It's not for wrapping the cabbage. We usually put that in the bottom of the the roasting pan that we cook so that it has a bit of a layer. So that's why I'm just remaining of the cabbage being boiled right now. I'm gonna cut it up and put it in the bottom of the roasting pan. All right. Okay guys, we got two containers here that we're gonna put the cabbage rolls on. We're gonna make it in. And what we usually do is I put diced tomatoes. Doesn't matter what brand you use. I just use this brand because it's there. I put the diced tomatoes in the bottom of the pans. It just gives you the juices of the tomatoes, and it doesn't, the cabbage, the base cabbage doesn't stick to the pan itself. So let me do this here for you guys. I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna show you, come back and show you exactly what it's gonna look like. Okay guys, be right back. Okay guys, that's how we do it. We put the tomatoes in the bottom, just a little skim coat. We put the cabbage, the piece that was in the pot, like earlier I showed you, the leaves, because you really can't really roll anything out of these little small leaves. And then I'm gonna show you how the cabbage rolls are gonna be rolled. But it won't be myself rolling it, it'll be my daughter Mariana, because she's got a steady hand. When I do it, you might as well make lazy man's cabbage rolls because they'll be all over the place. Anyways guys, stay tuned. All right guys, here's the assembly line. We got the ground beef, ground pork, onions, rice, and garlic here in this dish. This is the dish where we put the rolled cabbage. We have the the cooked cabbage leaves there. And I'm running the camera, and my daughter Mariana, say hi Mariana, is going to demonstrate how to roll the first cabbage roll. So we're just gonna show you one cabbage roll in a roll, and after that, we'll show you when it's finished. All right guys, here we go. She's got the leaf ready. She grabs a portion of the meat and the rice into the leaf, okay, and puts it into the leaf, and then gradually rolls it. This is where I mess up every time. This is why I get her to do it. And voila, that's what it looks like. She'll put it into the pan, like so. And I'll show you, once we've got them rolled, what it looks like and what we're going to do after that. All right guys, see you here in a bit. Okay guys, there you go. You have 10 cabbage rolls in a roasting pan like this. Normally we use a bigger roasting pan with a lid, but unfortunately, we're gonna use 2 of these, this style, because I'm using the big roasting pan for my turkey. So let me just make up my sauce for the top of this one, and I'll show you how I make that. All right guys, so this is what we got. We got 2 roasting pans, 10 in each roasting pan, all right? As you can see, 10 there, and 10 there. We still have some leftover cabbage, and we use that to cover the tops of this here, okay? Let me just make up the sauce for the top, and I'll show you how I make it and what I put into it. Hey guys, this is the ingredients for our sauce, for the top of the sauce, okay? So we got 2 cans of mushroom soup. Yes, you heard it right. It doesn't matter what brand you buy. I buy the no name. And 1 can of crushed tomatoes, and you use a bit of Vegeta and pepper, black pepper, ground black pepper, okay guys? So I'm gonna mix it up here for you and show you how I'm gonna do it. All right guys, so you need a 4-cup measuring cup, and you put it in the measuring cup. Sprinkle some Vegeta in there, don't go too crazy in there. All right, and add a little bit of the black pepper to it, okay? Just like so. And then you whisk it. Whisk it in, make sure it all combines, blends all together nicely, all right? Into the crushed tomatoes, all right? You notice I haven't put the mushroom soup in yet. And now that's been whisked in, the mushroom soup will go into the mix, okay? Do 1 can at a time. Don't don't try to put 2 cans at the same time, because you want to mix it in there and blend it in so it blends all evenly, guys. So because if you put 2 cans in right at the hop, it's not gonna mix right. All right, so let me just do that, mix it in for you guys, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. Okay guys, this is what this stuff looks like when it's mixed up. I had to get a bigger bowl because I underestimated the size of the measuring cup, so I had to get a bowl. And use a soup ladle, guys, to scoop it on. And you just drench it like that, okay? Right over top of the cabbage rolls. No, they won't go soggy. All right, make sure you put the even spread everywhere. And don't try to get very creative with this, just put it on there. It's all gonna go to melt it into the cabbage itself, so. All right, guys. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna show you exactly when it's done, okay? All right, guys, there you go. We have it all spread out. And what I do is I just take the leaves and cover them up like that. All right, whatever leaves you got left over, try to cover it up. It's not necessary, but it's there. It's just to protect the cabbage rolls from, you know, the top of them burning or whatever. So I just split it up, kind of dress it up, not too fancy. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just like that, and then place it in your oven, 350 degrees. Do it for about an hour, and then check on them. If they're not cooked by an hour time, try for another 30 minutes, and you gotta just keep on looking to make sure they're okay. I will show you the finished product when they come out of the oven. All right, guys, see you shortly. All right, guys, cabbage rolls are done, 2 hours, and this is what they look like, guys. All complete. Look at that. Isn't that look wonderful? Hey? Oh yeah. Look at that. We'll have some of these tomorrow. We'll be trying them tomorrow, guys. Don't you worry, we'll show you what they look like. All right, guys, thanks again. Well, guys, this is the day after Christmas Day, and I call it the carving day. After I've cooked everything, I'm gonna start carving it up. So I'm gonna start off with this lovely ham over here, and we're gonna cut this ham up, and we're gonna place it in my big container here, and you'll see when I'm done with it, what it will look like. I'm gonna have my turkey, my ham in there, and we're gonna have our little breakfast morning with my kids. So stay tuned and we'll show you what we got. Hey guys, well, as promised, we are not having breakfast, but we're having brunch. So I prepared everything yesterday as in food-wise, and what I'm going to do is show you our brunch table. So you guys have sort of a brunch with us kind of thing. So we're gonna show you here, starting off with the farthest corner over here. We have cranberries. We have our meat plate, which consists of my pineapple ham, white turkey legs, the brown meat, and my stuffing. Over here we have Polish pickles. We have my homemade cabbage rolls, which Marianna helped me. Thank you kindly, Marianna. And we have our shredded beets. And for the people that don't know what this is called pickled herring. It's for the fish lovers. It's an acquired taste. Some people like it, some people don't. But we have it every Christmas Eve. And over here in this far corner over here, we have our potato salad. So anyways, guys, I wanted to share the happy faces, not only this ugly mug, but everybody else's. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get on the other side of the camera and show you my kids putting on their grub on their plates. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, it's me on the other side of the camera, and I have my kids here, Marianna over here, and then Jacob over there. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
They're loading their plates with all the scrumptious food that we're gonna have. And I wanted to mention one thing. You guys see 4 plates at this table. My deceased mother, God rest her soul, she taught me something, and it's a Polish tradition. It may be a Canadian tradition, I don't know. But we always set an extra plate for the people that if somebody comes to your door, they can have something to eat. And it also has a meaning for the people that have passed away and they're not with us no longer. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. We don't forget about the people that passed away, and make sure that they're known that we still think about them and care about them dearly. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you this. I wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And all the best to everyone. Lots of prosperity, good health, and whatever your heart's desires, guys. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Guys, say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, guys, if you like it, comment, like, and subscribe, and make some comments down below. I will answer your comments, guys, okay? I hope you like this vlog. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.